Let me take you by the hand and lead you through.
Yeah, Ralph Mattel, that's us. We're back, Andrew. Yes, thank you, Andrew. Desk now being driven by Andrew McCracken, a good and true man of Rathfriland, of the hilly countryside of Mourne, the slopes of Mourne. I'm Rowan Hand. This is the morning show. This is Maurice Fitzpatrick. Maurice from our St. Mary's Girls' High School in Newry, one of the most wonderful schools in the kingdom, of any kingdom, because these guys care not only about the girls who go there, but care about projects all over the world. And this is St. Mary's Girls' High School in Newry, is the twin school to our Newry School in Africa. And we're celebrating today, Maurice, your cheque given, you'll see it in the papers, your cheque given to us on Friday brings your total to £25,000.
Yes.
Raised by the young girls.
Yes, every year the girls embark on fundraising, and whenever I went out with you 5 years ago, we set ourselves a target of £5,000 each year to help support Father Donal and Sister Paulina and the fantastic work that they do. So the whole school's delighted that we have been able to raise that money every year, and the money is going directly to Father Donal on the ground, and every penny's been spent for the betterment of the young children there.
It's a ground that you have walked upon.
Yes.
Tell the people about your visit to Africa.
Oh, it was amazing, amazing. So 5 years ago, we embarked on our trip to Africa, and we had a bit of problems getting there with the ice cloud from Iceland, but eventually when we hit the ground, we hit it running, and it was a fantastic experience. And it really was great to see with your own eyes the fantastic work that Father Donal, SMA and Sister Paulina, and how you have funded such an oasis of care and education for the young children in Africa, and to see how every pound has been put to such fantastic use. But it's just really an oasis of Christianity and care and compassion and love, and creating opportunities for the young learners there, which they never would have only for the work which you're all doing. So it was a fantastic experience. We had great fun from start to finish.
That was very funny.
It was great to come back to the school and to the teachers and the pupils in the school and be able to tell them what I saw. And that really gave us the confidence that we now have such a good cause to support.
Yeah.
And we're delighted that every year that Father Donal comes to our school, and yourself, and talks about the work which he is doing and the difficulties and the challenges which he is overcoming, and really gives us a great sense of empathy with what he is doing and how we are helping in a very small way. And then a few years ago with Sister Paulina, who came to the school, and that was a fantastic experience.
That was her first time out of Africa.
Yes, yes.
Sister Paulina, she's a daughter of the soil of Africa, and a tribal African person who met Sister Mary Taylor, an OLA, Our Lady of the Apostles, now living in Rostrevor. Mary befriended Paulina. Paulina said, I want to be a Reverend Sister. And Mary Taylor educated Paulina, and Paulina would become the first headmistress of St. Mary's Primary School in Africa. And I'm saying in Africa for obvious reasons, without going into locations. And, you know, what we saw there and what's been done there, at the very beginning there was nothing. There was nothing. The children were being fed from a huge pot on an open fire, and education was happening under the trees. But it came between all of the people who helped, and especially when it came to when the buildings were up, we had to find out that the learning was of the correct standard. So the template we took for the learning at St. Mary's Primary School in Africa was the template of learning that is employed in St. Mary's Girls' High School in Newry. And that's what you did. You conferenced with the sisters, you conferenced with Father Donal, you made sure when you came out that we were on the right tracks.
Well, one of the things, whenever we went to the school, you asked me, Rowan, to look at what was happening in the school. But instantly I saw the dedication and the commitment of the teachers to the young pupils. And whenever you have that level of dedication and commitment to teaching and learning, I knew that the school was on the right paths. All schools are on a journey, and that's not just schools in Africa, it's schools here where everything's changing all the time. But once you have at the core of the school the staff who are committed and dedicated to the welfare and the education of the young people, you can achieve great things. You can cope with change, you can cope with uncertainty, you can cope with challenges. But that is very important, to have the staff and the leadership of the school in place. And in our school in Africa, we have that with Father Donald, Sister Paulina, and we have the religious sisters, teachers in the school, and the lay teachers in the school, and they are committed to the betterment of the school. And at the top of the school is the leadership of Sister Paulina and the example that she sets to her staff. And it really is, it's phenomenal, and it is an excellent school.
We now have the wonderment of the secondary school completed, and we have now another name to add to our lexicon of wonderment, and it's Sister Charity of the Our Lady of the Apostles. She's the headmistress of the secondary school, so the children are being taught primary education. It works. A dry season literacy course, when they're not farming, they're brought in, and that's where it all begins. And then from the dry season course into the primary school that we built, and then from the primary school into the secondary school that we built. Fundamentally, the leaders of tomorrow are being educated today there.
But the Sister Paulina and the leadership in our school could teach any school a few things, because they're faced with challenges every day, which schools here are not. Like, it was amazing to see how the infrastructure of the school is not just built around the education of the young people, but it's also the young people stay in the school, so you have your accommodation facilities, you have to provide them with 3 meals a day, their own uniform. And it was amazing at night time, Sister Paulina going with her bunch of keys to lock up the accommodation facilities and ensuring that the young people are safe, that are in their beds. So it really is, it's 24/7. And the challenges which they face in Africa, and sadly those challenges are increasing at the moment, and a lot of uncertainty.
Absolutely.
But whenever you have that commitment of the leadership and the teachers in the school, and Father Donald and the extraordinary work that he does, and your work here on this end, raising money and supporting, and also the prayers that we give every day for...
Prayers are hugely important at this time.
Well, in St Mary's here in Uri, at our assemblies, we pray for Father Donald and Sister Paulina and for all the young children. God. We pray for their safetyness, and we pray for their welfare and their...
Thank God. Thank God. But St Mary's, I'm coming back now to Newry and to St Mary's in Newry. You've the highest standard in investment in people awards. You've got that. The school, you can almost feel the heartbeat of the school when you go in, and there's a respect everywhere.
Well, we've had 2 fantastic years. Every year is a great year in St Mary's, but last year we received the Investors in People Gold Award. And that really reflects the commitment of the staff within the school and the leadership within the school, where at the core of the school is the professional development of all our staff and the commitment of our staff. And then a month ago we received the Rights Respecting Schools Award at level 2, and there are only 2 secondary schools in Northern Ireland that have this award. So, and this award is really a recognition of the pastoral ethos in the school, where we have a fantastic school where the teachers and the pupils work in partnership, and it's not just all about education. We have very high standards and expectations, but it's also including our outreach to the local and global community, and the commitment that the school has given to our school in Africa, but also to a range of local causes within Newry. We truly are a rights respecting school, and we have many student voice groups in the school where the students work with teachers in helping to make decisions that affect themselves. And really at the core of the school is learning about the United Nations Convention for the Rights of the Child. So the whole school community learns about the convention, but we also put it into practice every day through the involvement of the pupils within the school and through our outreach to a range of local and national organisations and good causes.
I am so pleased to say that two of my grandchildren, Laura and Judy McCartan, were our past pupils, and they're now well through university.
And you've Molly.
And now Molly has come in. Molly McCartan, my third and a third of my grandchildren is now in the school, and we grow.
And Laura was our deputy head girl, and Judith was our head girl.
There you are.
So they were fantastic children. But we have great children in St Mary's, and we have very, very high standards of education within the school. It is a lovely school to work in, and the positive ethos just permeates all aspects of the school.
Yeah, it's obviously so, and a great pride is taken. So you're in when do you come into exams?
We're in the middle of exams at the moment, our GCSE and A-level exams, so we're roughly halfway through them at the moment. And the girls are sitting, my own subject today, business, so they're sitting their exam in school at the moment.
At the moment, doing that. You see, the thing is, I talked about respect being in the air at St Mary's. There's nothing forced in it. The girls go to their work and go to their learning with a palpable enthusiasm. You can see it.
Well, earlier on I talked about our school in Africa and the leadership of Sister Paulina and now Charity. But in St Mary's we have a fantastic principal, Margot Cosgrove.
She's great.
The example that she sets for all our staff and the pupils in the school, it really is fantastic, and it's really living up to the school motto, to always do your best.
To always do your best. And that's all any of us is required to do.
Yes, yeah.
To do our best. The visit by Paulina a few years back now, the Sister Paulina, it was a huge experience for her because she had never, she said to me when she came, she said, Rohan, this is so, where is the land? Where is the earth? She couldn't see any.
Yes.
She was walking on concrete all the time, whereas in the bush she would have been walking on the brown earth of Africa. And she was coming through the airport, and I was waiting for her. And everybody came off the plane. Everyone came through off the plane from London. She had come from Africa to London, London to Dublin. Everyone was gone, but there was no Paulina, and I didn't know where she had gone. So eventually I had someone go in and check it out. She had been almost arrested by the customs people because she had this jar in her case. She didn't know what it was, but it was a special coconut butter substance that she was bringing for her sisters in Rostrevor from Africa as a gift. So we got all that sorted out, and she was totally new to the whole thing.
It was a great experience for her, and we also benefited from Sister Paulina coming. It's a two-way sharing of experiences, and we were delighted that St Clair's Primary School in Uri was able to take Paulina and welcome her for a couple of days, and so she was able to experience both primary and secondary education. And we just hope that she was able to go back to Africa with maybe a couple of ideas of new things that she could introduce to the school. But it was a great experience for her, and it's building up that relationship and that connectiveness between the two schools. So it was an invaluable experience for us all.
And if you want to, we'll let the people know the book, my book of reportage on what's occurred in the project over the last 10 years is coming out at the end of July.
Yes.
And significantly, we're launching it in the Carroll Gallery of the Sean Hollywood Arts Centre, because Archbishop Francis Carroll, to whom the gallery is dedicated, was an SA missionary out of Newry, and he went to Liberia. So we thought it a very good thing. And people, if you want to check out the book, we have a YouTube, yes, and Google. If you Google or YouTube Caritas et Amor promo, Caritas et Amor, Caritas ETAMOR promo, you will find a 7-minute DVD video produced by Gullion Media, George Kingsnorth up at Gullion, who is the publisher of the book, and you'll get a feeling for what Maurice and I are talking about here. You'll also, the SMAs have the anniversary documentary, which we made for them, and that's an hour-long work of, it's just full of, I suppose the best way to describe it, full of National Geographic moments.
Yes.
Because that's what we were, you know. Your experience in Africa, Maurice, your memory of it, and what stays with you. And, you know, you're a young teacher still. I'm an old guy now.
Oh,
but
you're not so old.
We'll be going back to Africa at some stage.
We
I
will,
know this
we will.
in my bones.
Hopefully Africa will be in a position that
Yep.
we will be able to go back. But it's fantastic, and I've been to Nigeria, but also I've been to other parts of Africa. I've been to Kenya and South Africa and different countries and experienced the education systems there. And it really is, it's amazing. It's an amazing experience, and it's great to walk on African soil and to see and experience what life is like in Africa. And there's a great sense of contentment among the African people, and maybe something that sometimes we don't have here. But really to experience the work of the SMAs is really fantastic. They are a great bunch of people, and the work that they do is just fantastic.
Maurice, thank you for coming in. Bring our fondest regards to the good people of St Mary's in Newry. And the links with St Mary's will continue between my family and St Mary's. That link will continue because one of my latest grandchildren, Molly Hand Milady, she begins in September at St Clair's, which is one of your feeder schools.
Yes.
So we look forward to that.
We will look forward to that.
Maurice, thank you very, very much indeed.
Go
well, God bless you.
Thank
you. That's a great man from a great school, and I'm so proud to have had the association. If at the end of my days the keeper of the gate of the kingdom of eternity says to me, what did you do in life that was worthwhile? I can simply say, I got to know the people of St Mary's Girls' High School in Newry. Wonderful human beings, and together we were able to make a difference in our time for folk who walked in Africa. We'll play some music now for you, Maurice.